They looked at the most successful men and women of the world, and one of the things they all had in common was a routine. They are obsessed with their routine. They don't have a gap of wasted time in their routine.
No one can live without a routine. You cannot be mentally healthy without a routine.
So I can tell you a little bit about how to use schedules effectively. First thing I would say is that you should develop a long-term plan. You have to set up your long-term vision. You have some vision of the good towards which you're working, and some vision perhaps of the hell that you're avoiding. And then I would say, once you set up that vision so that you know how to orient yourself, then you should start designing your days. And you can do that very effectively with a calendar like Google Calendar. Many people say, well, I hate using a schedule, or I hate using a calendar. And what I would say about that is that if you hate using a schedule or a calendar, then you're probably using it wrong. What you're doing is using the calendar as an external tyrant that's telling you what you should do if you were going to be a conventionally good person each day. So you load yourself up with, we'll say, arbitrary responsibilities. But that's not really how you should use a schedule. What you should use a schedule to do is to design the day that you would most like to have.
I also remember Warren showing me his calendar. Now, I had every minute packed, and I thought that was the only way you could do things. And you know, the fact that he is so careful.
So that taught you what? Not to crowd yourself too much and give yourself time to read and think and...
Right, that you control your time. And that sitting and thinking may be a much higher priority than a normal CEO who, you know, there's all this demand and you feel like you need to go and see all these people. It's not a proxy of your seriousness that you filled every minute in your schedule.
You're going to want your time.
Yeah,
and it's the only thing you can't buy. I mean, I can buy anything I want. And there's no way I will be able to buy more time.
Rich people don't waste time. They realize it's their most important commodity. They don't watch a lot of TV. They don't do a lot of entertainment. If they're not working, they're studying their craft and getting better at their craft.
The goal is to have a vision for your life such that, all things considered, that justifies your effort. Well, then you turn down to the micro routine. How does that instantiate itself day to day, week to week, month to month? Okay, so what's the rule with the schedule? It's not a bloody prison. That's the first thing that people do wrong. They say, well, I don't like to follow a schedule. I have to do this, then I have to do this, then I have to do this, you know, and then I just go play video games, because who wants to do all these things that I have to do? It's like wrong. Set the damn schedule up so that you have the day you want. That's the trick. It's like, okay, I've got tomorrow. If I was going to set it up so it was the best possible day I could have, what would it look like? Maybe 20% of your day has to be responsibility and obligation, or maybe it's more than that, depending on how far behind you are. But even that, you can ask yourself, okay, well, I've got these responsibilities. I have to schedule the damn things in. What's the right ratio of responsibility to reward? And you can ask yourself that, just like you'd negotiate with someone who is working for you. It's like, okay, you got to work tomorrow. Okay, so I want you to work tomorrow. And you might say, okay, well, what are you going to do for me that makes it likely that I'll work for you? Well, you could ask yourself that, you know. So maybe you do an hour of responsibility and then you play a video game for 15 minutes. I don't know, whatever turns your crank, man. But, you know, you have to negotiate with yourself and not tyrannize yourself. Like you're negotiating with someone that you care for, that you would like to be productive and have a good life. And And that's how you make the schedule. It's like, and then you look at the day and you think, well, if I had that day, that'd be good. You know, and you're useless and horrible, so you'll probably only hit it with about 70% accuracy, but that beats the hell out of 0. Right? And if you hit it even with 50% accuracy, another rule is, well, aim for 51% the next week, or 50.5% for God's sake, or because you're going to hit that position where things start to loop back positively and spiral you upward. So that's one way that you can work on your conscientiousness, is plan a life you'd like to have.
So you can put in all sorts of things in there you want to do and that would be good for you. And that's a really good way to start being more industrious. Learning to plan is unbelievably useful to schedule your time, because that's your life, you know.